This is Holly.
Hello, this is Chris.
We are a sister duo, and together we have conversations we weren't having anywhere else. So if you've been asking yourself, is this it? Pull up a chair. This is Henlitz Collective. I think it goes without saying that in our culture, weight has become a moral issue, and people in larger bodies are constantly exposed to judgment and bias. That comes from Sarah Lavelle. She's a PhD. And in today's podcast, we are talking about body image. We want to try to be a positive body image, but I know that for me, that is hard, right? We don't normally talk to ourselves like, oh, you're so fine today. No, especially when you're on the larger size and you look at yourself, and let's say when you're 20 and you go, oh my God, I was so cute back then. Why was I so skinny? And then I look at it today and I'm like, what happened? Why is all this fast food that I eat catching up to me? But I think it becomes more at that point where you're bullying yourself, because that's what you are. You're bullying yourself. Oh, you're fat. Why are you so fat? You're not even worth it. That's where we need to become a more positive talking point, I think, when it comes
True.
to our body images.
So our brains we're really hard on our bodies, and it just really boils down to the society and the way that it is. So I personally feel like everyone feels this way, whether you're on the heavy side, middle, skinny, whatever. I think it's across the board, Holly, and I really feel that it's more about a mental conversation that we're having with ourselves. And some of us beat ourselves up, a lot of us beat ourselves up. Um, but it really is about the mental game. And I think that most everyone thinks that everyone else looks great except them. And so we've just really set like a really weird cultural standard. And we've created that as I feel it's a beast in our day and age, you know? Well, I can't even say it's in our day and age because I feel like it's been over the ages. It's just been over the years, centuries, whatever. It's just kind of evolved into what it is now because it's always been this way.
Well, look, we aren't born to hate our bodies. You don't know that. We learn it. So it's a learned behavior. It's a learned bullying aspect of yourself. And you might inadvertently transfer that onto someone else, even though they may have the same body type or bigger or smaller than you. But because you're so hard on yourself, maybe you're putting that onto someone else, like, oh God, I would never wear that if it were me, or something like that. So I don't think.
Do you feel that way? So I feel that way it is now, but only because of TV, social media, everything and so on. But I don't feel when we were growing up that that was such a thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? So it's a learned behavior. Where are you learning it from?
But I mean,
All the
but
magazines that
even with
say,
go ahead.
no, I was going to say all the magazines with these 6 foot models that are 90 pounds, because that's what the beauty standard is. And not everybody can be 5'10", 6 feet, thin as a rail. We're not all built the same. So why would that be the ultimate body image?
In the 1800s, do you think
That's a good question, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? I have no idea. I do believe that women were probably just as catty as they are now. Yes, but obviously without the social media aspect where you can sit behind a keyboard and say, "Oh, you're so fat and you shouldn't dress like that." I'm sure that they said that behind their little fans. Oh, she should not be wearing that color. Oh, her teeth are so crooked. I'm sure that there was some aspect to it. I'm sure. Yes.
It just wasn't as widely spread now because of what we're doing now with social media, TV, whatever it may be. I just think we need to be a little kinder to the person in the mirror. And do I feel like it was way back when? Yes, I do, because social status, even back then, was a thing, like it is now.
Yeah, I agree. But who made the beauty standards to what they are today? I,
What that changes, right? Like it used to be about money, beauty standards. If you had more money, you had more influence with the beauty standard. And now it's all about reality TV, Kardashians, social media, all of the ridiculousness now that we have in our feed and in our space and in our head at all times now.
really, well, I don't know about that. I couldn't really say much about that. I just know that I'm a bully to myself and I need to not be, but that's obviously harder than just saying I need to not be. There's aspects to my brain. It basically my brain is like my conscience is telling me that basically I could say that I always thought that bullying was something that other people did. And then I realized that the voice in my own head says the same things. And where we would, that's where we need to adjust our thinking. So always, always, everything always starts with yourself, with you, yourself, and how we talk to ourselves, right?
I agree. But I also feel like mental health is also an ongoing battle in our day and age.
Well, yeah, of course, mental health, because if you don't have a healthy mental image of yourself, whether that's through somebody constantly, validating you in your body, or that's not how you were raised, or how I think for you and I, past traumas have really taken a deep hold in our consciousness and reflected it to our bodies because it was about our bodies, right? So I know for me, I am a fairly modest person and I do not want to show my body at all. And the bigger that I get, the more weight that I gain becomes more and more so. And so basically, what I do is, oh, well, when I lose 50 pounds, I'm going to wear this. Oh, when I lose 50 pounds, then I can show up in the photographs. No, you need to start doing it now to get your past images out of your head.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it really is. And the whole reason that we even came up with this topic was because I was actually scrolling on TikTok the other day and came across this couple. And she's a bigger woman and he's conventionally good looking and fit. And obviously they adore and love each other. Like they just look in each other's eyes and you could see the love. But, people behind their keyboards, they're brutal, man, brutal. And basically what it amounts to, well, why would he be with her? She's so fat that he can't possibly love her. Like when did weight become part of the love factor? So because I'm fat, I can't love or be loved? Because you're skinny, that's the only way that you can be loved? No, that's not the
But
way
then
that it
again,
works.
it's so easy for people to sit behind their keyboards and bash and bully and everything else. And We talk about heavy women, but I will just say I feel like it's across the board. Megan, my daughter, she's extremely thin and she's only ever weighed maybe 115 pounds at her most, other than when she was pregnant. And as a cousin, maybe I felt like I put off on her. Like I always wanted to lose weight. I always wanted to be fit and everything else. And I tried really hard to do that, push myself. As a result, she became the opposite and she became anorexic and it never stopped. And it still never stops. And she maybe weighs, I think she told me the other day, 114 pounds. And she's proud of that 114 pounds, but she's still really self conscious about her body. And I just feel like it's more than just about heavy women. It's truly across the board, and it truly is a mental game that we play with ourselves.
Well, look, now that we've got these shots that people are just willingly taking every tick, they want to just snap their fingers and be the 100 pounds that they think that it takes, right? Yes, thin people might have less complications health wise because you're putting a less stress on your heart and your body overall. But that doesn't mean that they are not unhealthy. But how many doctors have you gone to that say, well, you just need to lose weight? That's going to make everything so much better. So now you've got experts telling you that you're fat. You got yourself telling you you're fat. You've got online people, and people maybe in real life telling you you're fat. At what point does it become okay to just be yourself? That's the hard part. And so, how do you basically separate your feelings from the facts, right? Because at this point, you feel like fat is equal to being unworthy. That's basically what everybody is saying. And
At what point do you feel though that we have to stop chasing standards that literally change every single decade?
well, let me
You
let me
know,
ask. Yeah, yeah. No,
in
go
the
ahead. I'm sorry.
90s,
Mhm.
yeah, in the 90s, the goal was just extremely thin. It really didn't matter how extremely thin, it was just extremely thin. And now the goal is, different. It's just different. And so at what point do we stop chasing these goals and these dreams?
Well, yeah, but also too with the beauty standards. So more and more the past number of years, some of the, I don't know about designers, I'm not going to say designers, but the fashion industry has, or the beauty industry has started adding, in quotation air marks, curvy sizing now, right? Curvy women. But I feel like there's still a standard there. And being fat does not translate to curvy. I don't know. It's, as you can see, I'm constantly going back to the word fat because I keep saying that to myself. I'm fat, therefore I'm just gross. And that's where I need to stop rehearsing the insults. But how do you do that?
And
I feel like,
but I don't feel like I'm fat. I have a little bit of weight, but I don't feel like I'm fat. But at the same time, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, gross.
well, see,
Like, what are
right?
you
So,
doing?
right? And so when you wear a bathing suit, what do you say to yourself?
Yeah.
When you go shopping online, oh God, what size am I at? I am now 22. It's, I used to be a size 4 or size 6. What happened to those days? If I could do it then, how come I can't do it now? And that's where I need to start expanding my identity because this is my body now. And sure, I would love to be able to snap my fingers and be the 100 pounds that I used to be, 115 pounds. But we also need to say that fat, which I'm just saying the word fat for me, is not equal to being lazy, right? That's what people translate fat is just, oh, you're just lazy. Get up off the couch and do something, get moving. Hence the doctors, well, if you just do this, you'll be fine. And I need to, like I said, stop rehearsing the insults. Say, oh, God, I look so awful. Translate that. I don't love it, but it's me living and taking up worthy space. I don't, I am I am not a believer in positive affirmations to myself. It takes me a lot to be like, okay, I'm okay today, but then tomorrow it'll be, you're just a fat slob. Go change
Yeah,
your shirt. And
but but why? Have you always had like the affirmations from other people that made you feel good? Or like why do you do that to yourself?
I, okay, we're talking about body image, not necessarily beauty, but I kind of equate everything to the same type of thing that we're talking about. How many people have said, "You're so pretty," and I'm just like, "No, I don't even have makeup on today. Why would you even say that?" You just automatically make them disingenuous to what they just said to you. And realizing that I just said that out loud is quite eye-opening because I didn't realize that I do that, I guess. No, I'm not
I
pretty.
agree.
And now that I just said that, I'm like, oh my God, I just negated somebody's saying how pretty. And it's like, that's where we need to stop doing it to ourselves.
I just had a
And
conversation with someone recently, and they said the same thing. Why do you always negate everything positive that I tell you? And that really is a mindset. And that's something that I'm working really hard to change to become a better focused on my positive mental health than putting myself down because I feel like a lot of people nowadays, that's what we tend to do. And I know personally, my own body image started. I know exactly when it started. So I was in middle school and I had this one girl from church. Oh, I just can't even remember her name, but she was a drummer in church. And you would think that people from church would be the most positive, uplifting people there were. And instead, it was extremely judgmental. And she would take her drumsticks, and I didn't have big breasts back then. And she would take her drumsticks and like poke at me and be like, I just popped you.
oh, wow.
And I was just, every time I felt like I was in a bathing suit, like I had to cover myself or I had to do something to
Like wear a
cover
t-shirt over your
myself up.
bathing suit to go swimming. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that was what my defining moment was. And I feel like as a society, we've become so judgmental over everyone else that I, it really sometimes, I don't know if it matters how positive we are at the time because it just takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of positive affirmations to kind of rebuke, a lot of those negative things that come into your life.
so essentially you're undoing 40 years of negative talk,
Yes.
and you don't have that much longer left. You don't have another 40 years probably. So how do you take 40 years worth of I'm so fat and I'm so ugly and translate that into, let's just call it a year? That
Why
literally
do
is
we
going to take,
care? Why do we care? At 50 years old, why do we care what other people think?
yeah, and that's the other thing, right? Because like I said, being a certain way our brain is wired where we think that that makes you worthy being a certain way. I wear jeans and t-shirts all the time. Like that's just my wardrobe. And I barely own any nice clothes at all. And I watch videos where some of these women are dressed to the nines in either like how to walk class or in their high heels and their, Christian Louboutin shoes and how to wear a suit when you're a woman. And why do I care so much about how other women look and they look so beautiful? And I'm like, I could never wear that because I'm not built like that. So, what's wrong with jeans and t-shirt? What's wrong with wearing tennis shoes constantly? I don't know, but
Don't
I
know.
I
I
I
don't
keep
I
telling
don't
myself
either. And
that.
I'll just be honest with you. I know that you probably don't like to talk about this, but it really comes back to when you feel like you're sexy and pretty and everything else is when you're wanted by another person, or is when, someone is like, "Oh, yeah, I'd bang you," or whatever. And so it's become the standard for women to see these big boobs, these tiny waists, these big butts, these perfect bodies, and be like, yeah, that's who my husband wants to bang because I'm disgusting like that. And I feel again like our industry standards in film and social media and everything else has brought it to. And I, and this is just a very personal story. It's not something I don't know if I've ever shared it with you. I don't know if I have. I've told you a lot of things. I had one of my spouses who was addicted to that industry. And as a result, it made me feel really less than because he didn't want to be with me in a sexual way, but yet he would rather be in that industry. And it really affected me in my 20s, in my early 30s, to where like I'm not good enough. And it has
Sure,
taken
yeah.
up all of these 20 years to be like, I don't really care.
Right, right. So, yeah, no, definitely you and I are not the same. I bully myself, but I also am I'm not I would never say to myself I'm so fat that I'm not worthy. I've never said that. That thought has never, I don't think, gone through my head. Yes, obviously, I'm fat, so I'm a little bit maybe less desirable, and I'm so fat that people judge me. I remember one time when I was working in a retail store, and one kid said, "Well, I would never marry you because you're too fat."
Oh, are you serious?
Yes, no, that literally, he said that, and the
Did
dad
you
or
slap him?
whoever, right? And the dad or whoever was just like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry he said that." I'm like, why? If that's the way he feels, that's
Wow.
somebody putting that thought in his head.
Well, that's how he was raised. Like,
So it's like, I didn't think about that until just now, but I do remember he said that, and I was, yeah, I know, dude, trust me, I get it. And I have to be to a point where, and most days I'm okay with it. When we started this when joined the book club and we do all these activities outside of the book club and we take all these pictures of all of our little activities that we do, and I just sit there and I look at myself because those are all so current, and I'm just like, I'm so fat. Why am I so freaking fat?
yeah, I can see that. I do the same thing. However, what I've done over this past year is really not. I've really been trying, and especially since I've been talking to you over these past couple of months, like I've been trying really hard to become a better mental positive person inside of my own head because of the negative self-talk. And I think that when we start to build each other up, you and I are really starting to build each other up now. It makes such a huge difference in women's lives. So I know that I would give any kind of positive feedback to women that I could, because positivity is crucial in women's thinking. And just through our day and age, through media, through everything that we're supposed to look like, none of us are going to be able, the people who are just out there in the world who are not on social media or what have you, it's really hard to live up to those expectations. And so if we don't build each other up, this is just going to be the new norm for women out there. And I totally disagree with it.
Yeah,
That
well,
was long winded.
no, and I get it. So I know that I'm just going to use you an example and myself as an example. So I know that you have very low self-esteem. My self-esteem is not quite as low as yours. I don't have super low self-esteem except for my body. People talk about my hair and my Cruella de Vil. Oh, why is your hair so white? Because I'm 56 years old. And I just,
Well, you're not
well, you,
56 yet.
oh,
Let's not
I'm
go
not.
there.
Oh, I thought I was. Okay. See, I don't even know because see, I'm just saying that my point being just be yourself. And that's where our brains need to tell us that that is okay. It is okay to wear jeans and t-shirt. It is okay to not dye your hair. It is okay to have thin lips like your mother. It is okay to have wrinkly skin. It is okay to be maybe 50 pounds overweight, and we won't talk about how much I am overweight, but yes, I think when you get to be our age that you need to just tell people, okay, you know what? This is none of your business. You go mind yourself over there. I'm going to hold myself accountable for myself. You don't need to hold me accountable for something that you have no control over. Like, why does that even
Agreed.
affect you?
Agreed.
And so, you know I tell you all the time, well, why don't you just do this or why don't you just do that? And I'm just saying when you get to be a certain age, you have to just start being I don't care. This is me. This is who I am. Because all you're doing by comparing yourself to what other people think and feel and what you see is only going to affect the negativity that you already possess and are using and making it 100 times worse,
Is
right?
that what you would tell your younger self?
I would say don't eat fast food and definitely keep exercising. I mean that just works for me. If I eat healthy and I do constant exercise, I would be thin for sure. Done it before. I just I don't know. I haven't done it for
I mean, so if you and I wanted to like really reach out to younger people, I be like a positive role model. What would you say to a 20-year-old right now, other than don't eat fast food and work out, which,
well,
you know, is really hard?
Well, I mean, regarding body image, just remind them that bodies change over time and that the older that they get, the harder it is to get rid of negative thoughts. So always, always keep open minds. Never judge people just based on their looks. And also, basically what a parent should say to their kids just growing up.
Say to What would you say to a 40-year-old, you know, who is going through something? Same thing?
What would I say? Well,
Because
being,
don't you feel like it's different in different stages?
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So if I was saying to a 40-year-old, I would say just be yourself and always have, and like you can't always say have a positive mindset because that's never going to happen, but I was going to say have a more positive empowerment to other women, which I think does help you as well, because the more you talk out loud in a positive way, the more it reflects back to yourself. I know we said this before in all the other podcasts that we are our own worst enemies. And I just never had looked at it as bullying ourselves. So if I was talking to a 40-year-old, I would be like, stop bullying yourself. Wear the dress that you want to wear the eat this time what you want to eat, but make sure that you eat healthy tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Well, what I would say, let me just tell you what I would say to a 20-year-old. I would just encourage them to be their own selves. Not everybody is going to be this perfect, healthy body that, is going to be on every Vogue magazine. So be yourself and be a true person that you can on the inside and enjoy your life to the fullest. To a 40-year-old, I would say surround yourself with like minded people. And so I didn't do that in my 40s. So I am now, and I'm really surrounding myself with really positive, encouraging women that I'm aligned with mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever. And through this group of women, same as you, through your book club, through this group of women that I'm now with a lot, I've been able to really change a lot of my mindset and my healthy thoughts around to where I'm at least not looking at myself and or want to cover the mirror.
Well, yeah, no, and that's true. Definitely surrounding yourself with like-minded people. That's a really great thing to tell somebody. I tend to not talk a lot, period. And so I guess I wouldn't ever say something to someone because I'm just keeping it all in my head. And
But
especially
you
with,
always have. That's
I
you
know.
though.
Yeah, and that's what I say. What would you tell somebody? I'm like, I don't know, it's in my head.
But maybe that's something that you're so introverted and you're so into your own thoughts and your own things that maybe you should start opening up to other people. You have a hard time opening up.
I am fat, but that does not make me unworthy. I am lazy, but that doesn't make me fat. So I just have to tell myself that this is my body, this is what's happening, it is okay. And I will still always be in the photos just because I feel like I wouldn't say deserve it, but yes, deserve it. I don't know the right word to say when you're worthy that it is okay to have a body like mine and be be okay with it. I mean, you probably won't see me in a swimsuit ever. I mean, we're going on vacation in a few weeks here, and they have a hot tub, and it's just going to be
Do they?
women, but I'm
Oh,
going to wear my jeans and or I'll wear my shorts and t-shirt
you
in the
are
hot.
not. You are not. Bring a bathing suit. Who cares? It's just family. I was like, oh man, now you make me lose my train of thought thinking about shorts and t-shirts and a freaking hot tub. Come on.
Just
Oh, I know
I
what I was going to tell you. I know what I was going to tell you. I used to always be so jealous of you because you were so extremely photogenic. And I'm just like, how is she so stinking pretty? Right. And then I remember like resenting you at times because of like how photogenic you were. No, I'm being for real.
So we are literally flesh and blood of the same father and the same mother, and barely just a year apart.
Well,
Why
now that you've just told everyone our age, thank you.
we are
I'm
a
10
year
years
apart?
younger. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
you act like you're 20 years younger. All right. Anyways, but I always said I've always I guess it probably once again in my head, I'd always say, you were the one that was all cute and perky and could get along
Oh,
with
am.
everybody.
Duh.
And then I was always more of the elegant, aloof person that I would look down at their nose. So why should I be looking down at my nose at this point in my life at myself in the mirror? I I just shouldn't. And that's why I'm saying something, however many years, decades that we have been doing that. And you have to take it to a point where you wear the outfit, go to the event, be in the photo, stop talking about yourself in the third person. Holly, you are so fat. No, just it's constantly me living and taking up space. That's just what we are. And not even space, it's a worthy space. Because I always want to reiterate that a lot, that we are worthy. All of us are worthy. Doesn't matter our looks, doesn't matter our body type, doesn't matter our status in life. We were put here
Oh,
for a
I was
reason.
just
God.
agreed. I was just reading a quote, and it's just actually a really good quote. I've been looking a lot online for things for body image. And this quote says, "It's the place you live your entire life in,
Yeah,
and life is too short to be able to spend every day fighting the mirror. So maybe the goal isn't loving every inch of your body every second, but maybe the goal is simply respecting it and being grateful for it. Because the truth is, the most attractive thing anyone can wear is confidence and kindness towards themselves." And isn't
exactly.
that the truth?
Yes, that's exactly what it amounts to. And that's the quote that we need to be telling ourselves every single day. I think at some point that if you can believe that you are fat, so you're unworthy or you're lazy, then you can believe that if you have kindness and respect towards your body, that's what you're going to start believing. So start saying that, and then maybe in 20 years you'll believe it if you tell yourself that enough. I mean, that's just
I,
what
I
it
can only hope and pray that our society starts believing this and starts to really change things and turn things around, because this is ridiculous how young kids are feeling like they're not good enough or pretty enough.
well,
So that's
and
kind of where I'm at.
yeah, well, and like we said, now that they have all these surgeries, weight loss surgeries, and all these shots, people are getting instant
Mhm.
results. And it's because everybody says, well, you need to only be this and you need to,
Right,
and that's,
right,
there has to be other solutions. And it starts with
right.
our mental status, like you said.
All
And
right, well,
then you
let's
got
do
to
a
find the
henhouse check-in.
right person to help
Agreed.
you through that. So, hidden house check in. We already did what would we tell our best friend when she says
Oh,
she's fat. So, let's say, I'm going to say, Holly, you're so fat. Stop being lazy and get up and lose weight. What would you tell me?
are you asking me?
Yeah, what would you tell me?
I've heard this from several people now, and I think what I tell people, and even what I tell patients in my office now, is that that is a mindset that is going to make you go further down, and that you're not fat and lazy. But if you take a look at everything that you do in your life, it's a mindset, and if you can't change that mindset, then you're always going to feel that way about yourself. And if that's how you feel, then you need to get out there and do small things for yourself. You need to get your body moving. You need to get yourself do one thing that you really like, and when you have those thoughts, get immediately out of those thoughts. And I tell people that all the time at work. You're always going to when you have that mindset, you're always going to tell yourself that. And I've been told by many counselors before that thought's not going to go away, but it's how you manage that thought. And when that thought comes up, reverse it, like somehow reverse it, take a different thought pattern, whatever that may be. Does that make sense? I don't know what to say.
No, it's fine. So let's say you're talking to yourself in the mirror and you're talking about your horrible, horrible, misshapen body. I'm going to say, you brought that upon yourself. No, I'm kidding. Just say that. I mean, that's what I tell myself, right? That's what I tell myself. You brought this
I
upon
do too.
yourself, and I need to not. But
I think that's I think that's why I'm having a hard time answering your question because I think the same thing about my
yeah, so because it's easy for me to build up other women because I truly mean this when I say this person is amazing. They have the greatest personality. I never, not once would I ever think about their body and their body images or
Oh,
the way
that's
that
true.
they
Yeah,
look. Like
true.
I just that never crosses my mind. Or if I
Yeah,
see
that's true.
somebody that maybe has the same type of body shape that I do and they're wearing this cute dress, I'm thinking, "Oh my God, that's the cutest little dress."
Yeah.
How come
Yeah, I
I don't
agree.
look good in that type of thing, but I need to not think like that. So anyways, but what I was going to say was if I hear yourself talking about yourself like that, if I hear you talking about yourself like that, I would say, I mean, technically, I would say one, you're not fat. You get out and you do things. You walk the dog. I've seen you go play pickleball. I've seen you hike. I've seen you kayak. This is your body now at this age. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that I do truly mean. That's how I see you. That's how I would see anybody. I
Answered
see you
that
working
much
hard.
better.
Yeah. And I see you wearing some cute, cute clothes. I don't know. I don't really think of people with a particular body image in mind. I just don't.
I mean, but that's the question. And I know we're trying to wrap up here, but when you're just seeing someone out in the world, like you're walking down the street and you see someone who's 500 pounds, is that what do you think of that person? Like, honestly, in your mind, do you think like, oh my God, they're so fat? Oh, I don't. I do not.
I know. If I were to see somebody, I'm like, they're getting it done. I'm so jealous. They're outside getting it done. How come I can't do it?
And
That's
all I can think to
such a
myself is, you go, like you walk, you do what you
exactly.
got to do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my thought.
This is a really tough episode because I mean, with all the notes that I'm not throwing away any of my notes on this because it blew me away when I was doing research for this because it literally was basically telling me what a bully I am, but to myself. And I was that just opened up my eyes so, so much. And so I have to reframe my thinking when I'm putting on my clothes in the morning or something or taking a shower. And I have to, when you have to look at yourself in the
I
mirror
would
and you're
say
just,
90% of America.
so now, yeah. So now I know that, and people say, well, my body is my temple. Well, that is true. I do believe that because only you can affect your own body. So it's how you treat it that is how it's going to treat you. At least that's my
I
take.
agree. So,
But it's also in how you think, obviously, which is our biggest failure because you and I both
and I
constantly
think
have just negative thoughts.
that's where this episode needs to stay is really, it really is about your thoughts and how you manage your thinking when it comes to your body image because it really doesn't matter what's out in the world. It matters what's inside of you, and how you feel about yourself. And I think that the more positive and uplifting we can be to ourselves, then the more positive and uplifting we can be towards others. So
Well, yeah, but again, too, and the more you uplift other people, you can hope that you can are uplifting yourself as well.
agreed.
Because you, like I said, hopefully, and to be honest, I have seen on cars, I hate fat people, or I forget what the bumper sticker said. And I just was thinking, well, aren't you a small-minded person? I remember thinking that when I saw that bumper sticker. And when I saw them come out of whatever store that they were in, and I looked at them because I was just sitting in my car when I saw that, I was thinking to myself, well, looking at you, I can see why you would think that fat people are just taking up unworthy space.
Maybe that's the problem with our society.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is true. It's true. So,
So
anyways, but healthy body image, positive body image, it's hard to do, but stop bullying yourself. Stop thinking that you're not worthy. Stop thinking that you're lazy. Stop thinking that you're unlovable.
focus on your own mental health and your physical health, and do what you got to do for that, because no one is perfect.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, and make sure that you, if you tell somebody, "Oh, you look so cute today," make sure at some point you tell yourself that as well during the day.
Hmm.
I think that might help. But again, that's
Well,
just me.
Polly, you can say this, but you need to start doing that yourself, period.
Look, let me do my own body. My body is my temple. I am fat, so I am unworthy.
And that kind of defeats like the whole purpose of being positive for a body
And
image. So
yeah, but I really adored the fact that I just had that pointed out to me that I'm bullying myself because I detest bullying. Like everybody calls me a bully because I'm always so frank. So being frank and sarcastic, oh, you're a bully. Mm, am I a bully or am I just being honest? So maybe,
no, that's a fine line, though.
yeah, I know, I know. I will do my best to not bully myself and give myself one positive mindset a day regarding my body. That's the best I
Good,
can do.
good, good.
It's the best
I'm
I can
I'm
do.
happy to hear that. So I've also taken steps to boost my own self, and so, but you and I have talked about that. I don't know if I want to share that on this podcast. So,
Yeah, no.
but I feel like it's really important to be in a positive mindset, and that's where I'm at with this week.
Yeah, yeah. No, this was a really good episode with the fact
I agree.
that because we are just so all different. We're just all different. And we have to accept the fact that we are different. However that looks to us. You know, whether you're 90 pounds or whether you're 500 pounds, that's just who we are. And you have to be okay with it. And some
I
people
agree.
just aren't. So I know for me, I was not, am not. So I have to work on that myself.
Agreed. All
Right.
right.
Well,
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say the ending quote, but if you had something else to say.
No, I think this was a really good episode. Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
All right. Well, if you liked today's podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for listening, and we'll save you a chair for next time.